ABC-7 Extra.
Welcome to ABC-7 Extra Sunday Edition. Tonight, a special edition of ABC-7 Extra. We're coming to you from inside the Hunt School of Dental Medicine. Now, this is the first dental school in the El Paso area in the past 50 years. The goal of this dental school is to enroll as many as 60 dental students per semester. Here's the best part. Another one of the goals is to prepare students so they can graduate and open their own business straight out of school. Joining me to talk about all this is the dental school dean, Dr. Rick Black. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us this Sunday evening.
Thank you.
Also here to talk to us is actually an enrolled student, one of the first students of the Hunt Dental School, Paola Olivares Carsoli. You are actually graduated from here and then left El Paso. Let's tell folks what high school you graduated from and where you went off to.
So I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. I graduated from Franklin High School, and then I moved on to Denton, Texas to attend the University of North Texas, and I am now back.
And what is your background? Because you know a little about dentistry.
Yes, I do. I'm actually becoming third generation dentist. My grandfather was a dentist, and my dad is currently still a dentist in Juarez, Mexico.
Dr. Black, let's talk about this school. We said briefly that this is the first one that's opened in the past 60 years. Why is it taking so long? We obviously have talent here. We don't want the brain drain. We don't want them to leave El Paso.
That's the whole point of trying to establish a dental school in what is really an underserved area, Western Texas, and that really consists of everything west of I-35 and Eastern Texas, when you think of it as along the Louisiana and Arkansas border. Those are both very much underserved areas as far as the number of dentists is concerned. Most of the dentists are clustered along, as you can imagine, I-35 or close to it. So Texas Tech's philosophy was to take the largest cosmopolitan area in Western Texas, establish a dental school with the hopes that because you train in this area or you're from closer here, Western Texas area, that you will stay in this part of Texas.
So what have we seen in the past?
What we've seen is our young people who are, just as you've said, very talented, very competitive, will go to those bigger cities, which are pretty dynamic, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, go to school there and not return. In fact, the statistics, we did a 10-year study as part of our feasibility plan to say that out of 3,000 students over 10 years that have graduated from 3 other schools, only 22 returned to this area.
Well, someone like Paola, in your particular case, you actually graduated from high school, went and did, I imagine, your undergrads. What did you major in, and why did you want to come back to El Paso? As you just heard, most of the students just stick around in the areas of the big cities where they wanted to graduate from.
Right. So I majored in biology with a minor in chemistry and social science. I left El Paso in the hopes of gaining more knowledge through experiences such as shadowing, volunteering, working in different dental settings. There I realized and recognized the lack of access to oral health care that we have here in El Paso. My hopes of opening a dental clinic in El Paso has always been my dream, just because I do want to honor El Paso, my family legacy in my hometown, and be part of that change that we lack.
Was it at any point in your I guess your learning career, did you ever think that perhaps you were going to have to work elsewhere and then eventually come back to study, and this being a dream of yours?
Yes, of course. So that was always a top of mind because we did not have a dental school here in El Paso. Always thought that the opportunity had to be elsewhere, but always in hopes of becoming a dentist here in El Paso and helping a vulnerable population.
What went through your mind when you found out that those dental schools going to open up right here in your backyard?
I had been following this news for years, and seeing it actually come to life now is very, very exciting and a dream of mine to be able to, like I said, continue to help my population, the population of El Paso, and be able to contribute to the community that I love.
Dr. Black, the cents were there, but just not the dollars. What did it take for you to go out and say, hey, come on, guys, I need this much money to open up a dental school?
Well,
was it that difficult?
It's certainly difficult. It's probably the most expensive school that you can open of any kind of profession is a dental school, because this equipment and the technology that it requires. There's only 68 dental schools in the United States. whereas there's about 300 medical schools. And it's because dental schools are just so darn expensive to start. Texas Tech made this commitment. The folks in the Texas Tech system said, this is what we want to do. We're going to step up to the plate. More importantly, Saul, our own community, through 2 foundations, made the commitment to say, we're going to help stand this school up. That's the Woody and Gail Hunt Family Foundation and the Paso del Norte Foundation. So it made it easier for us to go down to the legislature and say, we need startup money to build the school. This is what our community has contributed, over $30 million. We need your help. And thus far, because of the hard work of our delegation, we've been able to be funded partially by the Texas legislature.
Was the fact, which has been brought up several times, that is so underserved, did that help with your argument?
Of course it did. And I think that certainly our legislative team, our folks here that represent this district made that very clear to, I think people, if you're a legislator in East Texas, you understand that just as well. But I think it was really a commitment on the community's part and on Texas Tech's part.
Paola, let me ask you, what was your, because I asked you what your reaction was, but what was your parents' reaction when you told them, guess what, Mom and Pop, I'm going to learn from home?
Super overwhelming. They've always wanted me to, stay home. To them, just to continue on my passion of becoming a dentist just justifies the sacrifices that they've made as immigrants.
Okay, we're going to take a really quick break. You're watching ABC-7 Extra. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more to Dr. Dean and Paola about what this school means to the El Paso area. We'll be back. You're watching ABC-7 Extra, where news comes first.
Eva's a great driver, and she deserves car insurance that puts her in control. That's why Root Insurance bases rates primarily on how you drive. Your braking, your turning, how much you drive, or how little. While most insurance companies rely solely on things like your age, education level, and zip code to give you a rate, with Root, your driving is the #1 factor we use to give you a better price. Learn more at joinroot.com.
When you're ready to make home happen, we'll be there for you. Imagine the possibilities.
At Bravo Chevrolet, we're about culture, fun, and the experience. Plus, you get 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and oil changes for life. And the best news is that we do have cars. Who are we? Bravo!
ABC-7 is the winner of the Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Technical Innovation. Experience our virtual museum, onecrazyyear.com.
ABC-7 Extra, Sunday nights at 10:35, only on ABC-7.
See what others can't. Virtual 360 camera and the Audi Q7.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra. I also want to welcome back Dr. Black, Rick Black, who is the Dean of the Hunt Dental School, and then also Paola, who's actually a student here. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, both of you. I want to start with you, Paola. When you learned that you could come to school here to learn your passion, did you think about the cost and the scholarships that you needed to apply for?
I did think about it. Obviously, dental school is expensive, but being able to apply to scholarships and have scholarships is a great contribution. It helps you not just focus on the cost of dental school, but really just focus on learning.
Yeah. And is it your dream to eventually open up a business either in Juarez or over here in El Paso?
Yes, I have always hoped to open up a dental clinic in El Paso and create a comfortable environment for patients. service in bilingual for non-English speaking patients.
Dr. Black, that's huge here, being able to learn or provide a bilingual education, isn't it?
Absolutely, and by the way, we're requiring that you speak professional Spanish as a requirement for graduation from the Hunt School.
Now, it's required, but will there be classes here or any tutoring for them to learn Spanish?
There are classes. They have an hour and a half of Spanish a week. Now, a lot of these students that we've recruited from West Texas and the borderlands already speak Spanish. So I don't know how crowded that Spanish lab is going to be. But nevertheless, speaking conversationally is different from communicating professional dental terms to your patient.
It's a requirement, but you do have students who are coming to learn here who do not speak Spanish. Correct. What do you do in a situation such as that? Because actually the stakes are pretty high for them to be able to be bilingual. What do you do in a situation like that?
Well, we have a professional faculty Spanish instructors. So they literally will be, what they're going to do is sample these classes, decide who can speak professionally well. I think it'll probably take everybody about a year, even though you may be fluent in Spanish. Nevertheless, if you've never spoke Spanish before, we have professional faculty who spent their career learning how to teach languages to people who can't speak the language.
Going back to something that we talked about, a topic about students being able to open up their own dental business straight out of college, that's pretty much unheard of, isn't it?
It's getting tougher and tougher, you know. I think that because education is so expensive now, I'll tell you that the dental schools in Texas are in some of the least expensive schools in the nation. We have a tuition in the bottom 25%. You can go to school on the East Coast or the West Coast and spend a lot more money. In saying that, the way that dentists pay off student loans is less than 1% default rate. So they're very good about paying back the money that they've borrowed.
Let's break down the numbers. What is tuition for dental school here?
The tuition here is $29,000 a year.
A school year or semester?
A school year.
Well, that's not a lot.
Well, you have a few other things that you need to purchase and fees, et cetera. So it roughly works out to what they call the cost of attendance. So it's about $50,000 a year.
I think once people hear that, you're going to get a lot of applications, actually.
Exactly. But, you know, the folks that are helping us locally, providing scholarships for these students, very important.
Let's talk about them. Who are the different donors?
Well, I mentioned the two foundations, very important. On some of the classrooms here and in some of the operatories, you'll see names like the El Paso Electric Company, Bank of America, the Feinberg Foundation, lots and lots of different groups, individuals who have given small gifts, large gifts. We were blessed at Bank of America, for instance, here locally, the El Paso branch, $50,000. So, you know, we have people that write checks for $50 as well. Everybody, it seems to be in this hometown of mine as well, is very excited about the school coming.
Paola, did that come to mind when you heard how low the tuition was going to be? I mean, it's not a high price like some of the bigger dental schools. Did that really catch your attention and say, I definitely want to go there because of the cost? Was that even considered, or was it just the dream to come to school here in El Paso?
I've never really put into mind how much the tuition was going to be at Texas Tech. I always just thought that I always wanted to work here, open up my dental clinic here for the population of El Paso.
I'm sure that makes your parents happy, though, right?
Of course it does, yes.
Will you still apply for some scholarships?
Yes.
Have you even considered it? Have you already started?
I have already started. That's kind of what I've been doing, and fortunately enough, I was able to receive one.
What are you hearing from other students when you tell them the price of the tuition here?
I think they're excited, especially if you're from out of state. There are dental schools that cost $120,000 or $130,000 a year. I mean, it's getting to a point where, you know, families and students get together and talk about the return on investment, and is it something that really I can afford to do? Right. So we're proud of the fact that our tuition is very comparable to the other schools in Texas. And that's what makes these schools so competitive, because we have people moving to Texas in order to go to dental school and establish a residency in this state in order to go to medical school and dental school and law school here.
Will you prioritize El Pasoans versus those who are coming from elsewhere?
What we have decided to do that we have everyone's support on is you get a little extra credit if you're from West Texas or the borderland. Now, we have targeted counties. When I told you about everything west of I-35, many of those counties are our targets, but it's not necessarily El Paso's dental school. It's here in El Paso. We want it to help this region. This beautiful clinic is going to be a beacon to a lot of the citizens in El Paso that don't go to the dentist. You know, over 50% of El Pasoans don't go to the dentist. Now, why is that? Do they not want to go because they're afraid? Do they not go because their dental IQ is at a point where they look in their mouth and they say, well, I don't have any cavities, so I don't need to go? Do they go to Juarez? Possibly. What we want, though, is for them to stay here. Let us take care of them. Your oral health is directly tied to your overall physical health. And if it's bad, it makes everything else worse.
Okay. Let's talk about you accepting people from the community to, I guess, so students can learn on them. What is the protocol there? What are you going to do?
Well, we welcome everybody here. This is not a free clinic, but it is a reduced cost clinic, to the point of many things being at least 50% less than it is in the city. I don't think we're going to be competing with some of the practices in El Paso. I think they're going to be glad we're here. But you basically trade time for money. And if you're really tough circumstances, a payment plan or something to that effect, we're going to help you with. Now, we're going to help everybody. We're not going to turn anybody away. And we think that's very, very important. We'd like to see a lot of the vets in El Paso that maybe the VA can't see because of other circumstances. We're happy to do that as well.
Okay. Dr. Black, Paola, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. When we come back, we're going to take a look at all the equipment here, everything that this dental school has to offer. We'll be right back.
Don't miss Ashley Home Store's Stars and Stripes weekend sale. Thursday through Monday only. Shop doorbusters like this queen panel bed, now only $3.99. Or this upholstered sofa chaise, $4.99. This weekend only at Ashley Home Store.
At Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso, we have inventory today. Fuel-efficient cars like Elantra and Sonata, we have them available today. Full-sized SUVs like Santa Fe and Palisade, we have them available today. Popular crossovers like Kona and Tucson, we have them available today. Many with 0% APR for 60 months. That's no interest for 60 months. Or 0 down. That's 0 cash out of pocket on any new Hyundai in stock. Or get no payments for 90 days. Shop today at Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso.
Get vaccinated for your chance to win $5 million. The Vax to the Max Sweepstakes is a statewide vaccination incentive program, and you can win. Get vaccinated for your chance to win cash prizes totaling $10 million. Only New Mexicans who receive their COVID-19 vaccination are eligible to win. Eligibility is easy. First, get your vaccine at vaccinenm.org. Second, opt into the sweepstakes at vaxtothemaxnm.org for your chance to win.
Every road has its challenges. We say, bring them on. At Honda, we engineer each vehicle to outthink obstacles, to overcome difficult conditions. We engineer them for drivers who are determined to power through, just like you are. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Passport, Pilot, and CR-V.
This weekend only at Ashley Home Store's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 25% off, plus get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with no money down. Thursday through Monday only at Ashley Home Store.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra. I'm Saul Saenz. This is our third and final segment. We're inside the Dental School for Medicine, the Hunt Dental School for Medicine. And joining us now is Fadi Fadul, who is the clinical dean. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. You want to show us this room. What is it exactly?
Thank you. Happy to be with you. We're very proud of this room. This room is called a bariatric room. It's for special needs patients, where if we have patients who are unable to sit in a dental chair, we can treat them in this chair right here. It is a hydraulic chair that would move up, move back, and we can treat patients in it. We can also use this for wheelchair access. So we can, this piece here will come out, and then the wheelchair will go into this this space, and we can treat patients directly in their wheelchairs without having to move.
That way he never has to get out. He or she never has to get out of the.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. And you also have another room where you actually can record what it is that you're doing and show it off to other students if they can't make it here.
Correct.
What's
Let me
that
show
room
you
called?
what it's the big surgical suite for teaching purposes.
All right, so we just came to this room. This is a special education room, isn't it? Tell me about it.
Correct. As you can see, this is a much larger room than the traditional operatory, so that we can accommodate more individuals here if we have for teaching purposes. If we're doing sedation, it accommodates large equipment. It also will have a high-resolution camera that would focus onto specifically a tooth, and it will project to a different classroom where the students could be sitting and watching a live procedure performed by an instructor while they are in a different room.
So they don't have to be here.
Correct.
They can be anywhere else in the building, and they can still be learning as the surgical procedures is going on?
Exactly. So that's a very nice feature for us to be able to teach as many students as we can live procedures.
Okay. And the room that we're going to actually has many, many more chairs like this one. What is that room called?
That is the clinic where the students will be treating their patients.
All right, let's go over there, okay?
This is the main clinic for where the students will be working. We have 120 chairs in this clinical area here for the students.
All right, let's take a look at this first one right here. This is a typical work area where a student would learn with an instructor. You want to show me what the features
Correct.
are?
So the clinic, all 120 chairs are equipped similarly, and we have electric handpieces with every chair. We have lights, intraoral cameras. Every technology there is, we have it available for the students in this clinic.
This is what you would typically see in a dental office? Or is it a lot more?
This is what you typically see in the dental office, except for some of the technology that we have with those chairs in those rooms are not available everywhere.
Okay.
So,
tell me what we would find here that we wouldn't find in a dentist's office.
Attached to the chair is the electric handpieces as opposed to the traditional air-driven handpieces. The scalers that are attached to the chair, the intraoral cameras that are attached to the chairs. Some areas have them, but not necessarily all located at your fingertips in the chair. The cleaning of the chair for infection control as well. This is a very neat system that we have that is very efficient. So those suctions have to be cleaned properly after every patient.
This is the suction cup that goes inside your mouth that basically sucks out the saliva.
Correct.
Right?
So that's correct. So when we're done with the patient, those need to be cleaned, and usually you would bring a bucket with the cleaning solution to suction it. This is not available everywhere. Now you can take this suction tip and you just plug it into the cleaning bracket, push a button, and then it is timed. It will clean it. When it's done, it's turned off. You put it back, and you are done.
Yeah. So this normally doesn't happen. You normally don't get this at a dentist's office, which you would see here in El Paso.
Correct.
Right. And then this is a hands-free cleaning system. What do you do here?
This is all hands-free, so that when you are washing your hands, you don't have to touch the faucet. All you have to do is foot control, And
or you can also lean on it, right?
Or you can lean on it on this side.
Wow, that's amazing. That way they don't have to...
So that everything is, we're trying as much as we can to have everything be hands-free and use technology to assist us with how we're delivering care to our patients.
Okay, what do we have here?
We have a computer system, and the students will have an electronic health record for making appointments, for notes, for x-rays, as well as for taking impressions of whether they're doing a crown or just a model for their patient. Traditionally, you would take an impression with, you mix, if you remember, if you've been to the dentist and you remember that goo, they call it. We don't have that anymore. So we don't have plaster, we don't have stone, we have very little impression material. We are relying on technology to help us do that. And we have intraoral scanners that the students would use to take those impressions that they used to take with that impression material.
One of the things that we were talking to Dr. Black about is that he's very interested, or at least the school was designed to take as many people from the community and help them out with their oral care as possible. That was important to you as well, wasn't it?
That was it still is very important to me, and that was one of the main reasons that I decided to join the Woody L. Hunt School of Dental Medicine after being in Cleveland at Case Western Reserve for almost 36 years. The sense of community and our vision to provide care to the community was very important to me.
Tell me about your vision. What do you envision in terms of this entire school, this entire, I guess, workshop that we have here? Do you envision students, as many as 4 per cubicle, working on someone from the community? What is your vision?
Okay, so we will be pairing the students. There will be 2 students per area. And as you see, we have plenty of room. But the students will be working in pair together, and they will be providing dental treatment to patients from the community.
Okay, so there'll be 2 per station.
Correct.
Yeah, and how many? I guess how many patients per day do you envision having inside this area that we're standing?
I am hoping that by the time we are up and fully operational, every one of those chairs will have a patient in it. So. We want to treat as many patients as we possibly can and provide as much needed care to the community as we possibly can.
Paola's class is the first class. So how many do you think how many students do you think you'll have per semester eventually?
So our first or inaugural class is going to be 40 students. After that, it will be 60 and 60 going forward. So that's the number that we're looking with.
Yeah. How excited are you about that?
Very excited, and I can't wait to start working with the students in the clinic.
Yeah. What is the basic philosophy you're going to teach these students?
We're trying to, as best we can, to train the students of 2025 and beyond. So I want them to not only learn how to provide dental care, but how to provide dental care with compassion.
Yeah.
That's very important.
You had your own business before, right?
I was a faculty member at Case Western Reserve. I was the chairman of the comprehensive care department there, and I did practice dentistry as well, yes.
How far has dentistry come along since you first started learning to what you're going to be teaching today?
It has come a long way, a very long way. So today we have the technology that we dreamt about back when I started dental school. When I went to dental school, it would take us maybe 2 or 3 appointments to give a patient a crown. Today, the patient can come in within a few hours. We can give them a crown. So it has revolutionized the way that we practice dentistry.
All right, Dr. Fadi Fadul, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, and thank you for permitting us into your homes. This has been ABC-7 Extra inside the Hunt Dental School of Oral Medicine. I'm Saul Saenz. Good night y buenas noches.